Hi, this is Shane Starr, and today I am talking about the Enneagram and religion, specifically Enneagram um, methodology and challenges. So, how each Enneagram maybe approaches religion, some good points, and then some specific challenges. Now, for this specific exercise, I'm more or less sticking with traditional Christian slash Catholic denominational religions because other than maybe Muslims and in Judaism you go to the mosque or temple, and in that sense it would still be regimented, but in other religions it's sort of like you run the show, you take it as you go. So there's no friction there. If you feel like doing something, you do it. If you don't, you don't. But in traditional religion, that is where I'm angling with the Enneagram, because that's where friction comes. And what's more fun than talking about your problems, right? Anyway, so let's just jump right into it. So, Enneagram 1. My Enneagram, I can relate to this. Your approach to religion is going to be because you have an inner desire to be good. You want to be better. You want self-improvement. You care about doing the right thing. However high or low you currently are, you want to be better. So it's not about just results with the Enneagram. It's what's coming from inside. So you can be a priest who's trying to be better. You can be someone in jail for murder trying to be better and focused on it. Wherever you are in your walk of life, if you are an Enneagram 1, you are trying to be better. You are usually hard on yourself, and that's nice in a way, because in a sense it's the opposite of pride. If you're hard on yourself, you're expecting yourself to be better. Okay is not good enough. The specific challenge and problems with Enneagram 1s is when we start applying those same metrics to other people. So if I show up to church and I'm hard on myself because I did something sloppy, that's one thing. It's another thing to be looking around me and saying, oh, look how that guy's dressed. Oh, that person smells weird. Oh, this person showed up. Wow, what a gift. Last time I saw him here was 6 months ago. I wonder what's going on with them. That's all unhealthy thinking, and it's similar to, the Pharisees in the Bible, just trying to find fault with everyone around them instead of looking to themselves. So, if you're hard on yourself, that's not for everyone, but be careful to not apply that to others. Moving on, Enneagram 2. What brings you to the forefront of any religious community you are in is your acts of service and charity. You're a good person, you contribute to the community, and in many ways, an Enneagram 2 is the quintessential religious participant. The problem comes with it's really pride. It's that they want credit, they want recognition, and I mean that's part of being human. Nothing against 2s, but what Jesus warned in the book of Matthew, chapter 6, I think verse 5. The people standing out on the street tops preaching and stuff, he says, assuredly I tell you, they have their reward. So when you're showing everyone what a great job you're doing, that's your reward in itself. And so a lot of 2s, they want you to know it. In MBTI, I would say a lot of 2s are ESFJs, ENFJs, and those are the people who, they're definitely helping. They're doing more than me. They're doing more than everyone else. but they're letting you know it too. It's like, hey everyone, yeah, I just bought this from Costco, help yourselves, making a big show of it. That's still a good thing, but it's not as good if they just could chill and do it in more secret, or tone it down a little. Moving on to Enneagram 3s. Their gift to religious communities is they're high achievers, and they're involved, and they can bring prestige to a community given what they do outside the community, whether it's a rich businessman or successful athlete, or someone with just a lot of money who contributes. And their achievements are on the stage. And I would say the biggest issue for 3s, I would say, is imposter syndrome. Why are you really here? Are you here because you love God and want to grow closer to God, be better spiritually? Or are you here to show off and show everyone how cool you are, and to show your new watch or your new ride or something like that? So if you're a 3, keep achieving, but know that true riches are in heaven, and not necessarily what you're showing off every Sunday. All right, Enneagram 4, and I'm borrowing something from Carl Jung describing FI, the still waters run deep. The 4's gift to any religious community is their unique and different style. They will contribute in different ways. Maybe they're part of the music band, or maybe they do something special on the side that no one else does. They oftentimes are in faith formation, helping teach the kids and stuff like that. And it's really a gift to have, someone different, someone colorful, someone unique, and they make life a lot more colorful with their presence. The thing for 4s to watch out for when it comes to religious devotion is, remember that even though you might be special, those special traits do not make you an exception to the rule. Your unique contributions don't exclude you from regular obligations. Like a 4 would be the type of person to go all out one week and then not show up for a couple of weeks because, well, look, I did that other thing no one else did, so that earned me some time off. And you have to master the everydayness of life, church life as well, in order to make those special traits you have really stand out. Enneagram 5, and this is the knowledge is power people, and that goes beyond Enneagram 5. I use that phrase all the time, and I don't consider myself a 5, but I think these are the most independent of the 9 Enneagram types, and they are probably the most rewarding people to talk to with regards to beliefs or theological or philosophical problems. And I think, again, their unique contribution is that body of knowledge that they bring to any group or parish. The thing they need to watch out for is, and I can relate here, the whole thing that brought me back to church was reading the book of James in the New Testament. And I think every Enneagram 5 would do well to read that, even if they're not a Christian. They would benefit from reading it. And that is, the central message of that book is, faith without works is dead. So, you can have all the knowledge. You can know more theologically than anyone. You can know all the historical facts and artifacts. You can know the philosophical underpinnings of Greek thought and early Judaic thought and early Christian theological thought. And if you're not doing anything with it, those thoughts are worthless. it's like having a new surfboard and living in Kansas. What are you going to do with it? Um, the Enneagram 5 needs to learn that, love and helping other people is more important than all the knowledge in the world. And, that's something I need to take to heart for myself as well. Enneagram 6. These are the quintessential, loyal, committed, secure, religious adherents, churchgoers. And I think, and I can relate to these people a lot too. Their phrase is, hope for the best and plan for the worst, and that applies to their religion and different challenges in life that will challenge their beliefs. And I think the greatest issue for sixes is that seesaw of confidence and security, and then doubt and skepticism. In other words, they overthink it. And the phrase Jesus says in the Bible more than any other phrase is "don't be afraid." And I think sixes would do well to not let their doubts get the better of them. And the sixes I've known, they seem like the most solid, faith as a rock people out there. And then a tragedy hits or something goes wrong, and like all of us, it'll shake our faith. But sixes, it seems to do a number on worse. It's almost like self-fulfilling prophecy sometimes. So if you're a six, be careful and don't be afraid. If you're an Enneagram 7, what you bring to parish is your positivity, your fun, joy, gratitude. I think someone like myself can learn most from an Enneagram 7 out of all the types, because sevens remind us not to take ourselves too seriously. They're in religious terms, they are like the ESFPs and the ESTPs and MBTI. They're childlike in their faith, but in a beautiful and actually brilliant way. All the things that trip up other types just brush to the side, and it's just them and God and happiness and joy and gratitude. And that's a wonderful thing. I think the thing that sevens need to look out for is being the plants that, when the farmer, to use Jesus's parable, the farmer sowed seed and some of it grew on rocky ground. That's not the only thing that happened, but it sprouts up real quick and then dies out as soon as the sun hits. I think sevens have a tough time with challenges in terms of challenges to their faith, regular life challenges. They're more likely to ignore the problems and shift gears. Something goes wrong, they'll switch churches, or they'll stop going to church, or they'll break up with someone because they don't feel, happy, not realizing that love is more than just happiness in the moment. Sevens need to stay the course, like the Apostle Paul tells us, keep your eyes on the final prize. Run the race as to win, not sprint up ahead and then fall down exhausted out of the race. So sevens need to think of things in the long haul, and know that it's not always going to be, apple pie with ice cream on top. Life is tough sometimes, and sometimes there's no way around or behind challenges. You have to go through them, and that's what the 7 needs to learn. Okay, now we come to 8s, the leaders, the protectors, the defenders of faith, the people we look to keep our own security up. I'd say these are the leaders in church groups or religious groups. They take charge. There's a lot of pastors and priests who are Enneagram 8s, and one gets a sense of comfort if you're in a flock with your leader being an 8. You feel secure, and that's a great thing. I think the unique challenge, if you're an 8, and you're not the leader is subsuming your role to someone else. I think eights would have the hardest time going to church and listening to a pastor or a priest say something that, you know, they think they either know more or they have better experience in, and, you know, letting go of control to be under someone else's leadership. I think that would be the toughest thing for eights. You know, mistaking what they think is correct and right as being the objective correct and right thing, which maybe it is, but not always. I think an eight is most likely to say something, you know, to the effect of, it's my way or the highway. And that's a tough road, or tough highway, to keep with the analogy. That's a tough highway to stay on if you're not the one behind the wheel. You know, if the pastor, priest, or the church you go to is the one behind the wheel and you're along for the ride and you're an eight, sooner or later there's bound to be a clash there. And sometimes you have to surrender. And you know, there's that old saying, let go to let God, you know, and God can't fill your cup if you're filling it yourself. So, you know, eights need to relinquish control and let God have more control, and that'll lead them to a more peaceful, happy existence. All right, last but not least, Enneagram 9s. Blessed are the peacemakers, the mediators, the reconcilers. These are the people who bring comfort to any religious group. They help people get along. They're like the glue that sort of holds everything together. I think 9s make great members of any church group, and they give a sense of comfort and security, I would say, to any parish. I think the danger for 9s is falling too far into that comfort zone, which can sort of turn into laziness. Just doing the same thing day after day, and then you just drop off, you know, like without challenges, without pushing yourself. If you just kind of go with the flow all the time, that flow, you know, water always goes what way? Downhill, right? So if you don't challenge yourself and keep busy and keep involved, the natural tendency will be to fall out of it. Next thing you know, you're like, wow, you know, I haven't been to church in 4 or 5 years. I wonder what happened. And what happened is you fell out one little step at a time, and you didn't do the actions it took to be involved. So that's all I got for the Enneagram and religion today. I at some later point I'll probably go deeper into each type, and for my next video I might talk about the quadras and how in socionics and how they approach religion. But for now, if you have any questions about Enneagram and religion, or any challenging concerns or questions about what I've shared here, let me know. And that's it. Peace out.